Go on. Look at that. That's what I came for. Happy days. Right then, we're back on the big res, as you can probably tell. We've turned up the morning after Storm Bella, I think it was. We've had a really big storm last night, way over 50 mile an hour winds. I think in some areas it was reported to be 70 to 80 mile an hour. I think around the southwest near me it was about 50 to 55 mile an hour gusts with about 40 mile an hour consistent winds all through the night. It was really bad, absolutely poured down, a lot of flooding. I actually worked last night. I worked for the emergency services and we were getting a lot of reports of flooding and problems due to the weather. So it was a really big storm. But I decided to come out this morning after work. I didn't have time to get my kit ready to take it with me in the van so I could come straight from work. So I've got here a little bit later than planned, to be honest. But I got here just as it was starting to get light, so it wasn't too bad. And I've been fishing for about 15 minutes maybe. But it's very windy. I turn around into the wind. I'm currently on the back of the wind. The wind is pushing across to that other side, and I would not want to be over there. The weather is really bad. I've managed to tuck myself in behind the wall. It's actually quite nice. I've tucked myself in, so I'm quite out of the wind because I'm down behind that wall. It's acting as a bit of a windbreaker, and I've got the little Corum Specialist brolly, and I've basically just used the barrow. I've pretty much just strapped it. I've strapped it all down to the barrow, which makes it nice and solid. So it's a tactic I use quite a lot for setting up the brolly when I can't get it in the ground. I use the old Fox Explorer because I tend to just fish off my barrow all the time, even on short sessions, even if I'm going out for a couple of hours, 2, 3 hours, 4 hours. I tend to always take the barrow because it's always ready to roll. So it's quite handy to be able to tie the brolly down to it if you've got bad weather. But anyway, that's how it's going at the moment. That's what we've done. We've got 2 rods out. You can fish 3 rods at this time of year, but I've only got 2 rods in that setup. So those are 10-foot Sonic extractors, 3.5 pound, and I've got the Fox FD 10,000s on there loaded up with 40 pound braid. So it's a real strong kit for fishing for these pike. We are fishing for a bit of a chunk. Hopefully there have been some big fish out of here, over 30 pound caught in the past. My friends actually had fish up to 29, but that was a long time ago now. I think a lot of the big fish have gone, but the smaller fish or the doubles that we've caught recently have all been in really good condition, and they come from bigger fish, so there's obviously going to be a few bigger fish in here. It's just a case of doing a few sessions and hopefully one to turn up. I did a session on here a couple of years ago with another friend, and I lost what I think was probably a really big fish. I've caught fish up to sort of upper 20s from other waters, and I know what a big fish does fight like, and it did feel like a good one, and unfortunately it dropped off. But anyway, let's less talking rubbish and come and set into the brolly. Right, morning then. So I hope you've all had a wicked Christmas. It's actually a couple of days after Christmas now, and I worked last night, and I didn't take the kit with me, so I had to go home and collect it and load the van up and come down from my house. So it took me a little bit longer. I did a night shift, so I'm feeling it a little bit this morning, but it's nice to be out on the bank in some fresh air and chasing some crocs. So we had a massive storm come through last night. I think it was called Storm Bella. 50 mile an hour winds, really powerful. I think in some areas it was sort of 70 to 80. It was a really big storm, huge amount of rainfall. A lot of the areas are flooded, a lot of the roads have been flooded, so it was a little bit slow getting up here. But I've had the rods out for maybe half an hour or so, I reckon. I've just started off just casting them today. We had quite a few fish last time I was here with my mate Matty. We had 7 fish between us, only had 1 single, so it was a nice average size, and he actually had most of his just casting the rods out. So I just thought today I'll start off fishing short, and then if it doesn't happen, I'll try and use the little boat, which is tucked back there. I use her and start sort of gradually drifting them out a bit further, just to try and cover some areas and see if we can find some fish. But I'm pretty much in the same area where we were when we were here last time, as we had quite a few takes and there were definitely quite a few fish around, so I'm hoping they're still going to be about. But to be honest, I'm on the back of the wind is going right onto the other bank, so for all I know they could be over on that side following that wind. Sometimes the smaller fish do follow it, but it was a really big storm, so you never know, they might hold off the back of it, but we'll see how it goes. I'm feeling pretty confident. There's no one else here at the moment. I haven't seen anyone turn up, probably because how bad the weather was. I don't think anyone really fancied it, but I'm feeling confident, so we can get one. Anyway, I'm going to get the kettle on, and I'll catch up with you a bit later on. Right, I've just loaded the bait up, ready to go. So we've got the bait and the central hopper. It's going to be popped up. Got some chopped up baits in there to add some extra attraction, get some more flavour in the water. And the lead is in the back hopper. So basically I drop this hopper first, that falls out, hangs below the boat, and then drop the lead. And it all drops down. And the spare bait scatter around it. Add a bit more attraction, but she's ready to go, so let's send her out. Well, there she goes. Right, sorted. That took a lot longer than I thought. Done. Right then, so it's about 2 o'clock, maybe 2:15, and nothing's happened. It really hasn't. It's been a really quiet day. I'm really surprised, to be honest. I thought I might have had that, you know, generally speaking you get a bite in the morning, bite in the evening maybe, but nothing happened this morning. I was here a little bit later than normal, so that might have been the reason I missed out on the sort of morning bite. It's been really up and down the weather. We had Storm Bella last night. Back end a bit this morning. That sort of pushed through. Was a little bit damp when I got here, but that soon cleared and went really bright and sunny and quite warm, to be fair. We then had a few more little sort of stormy bits of weather. We had some real heavy hail, and had quite another big sort of rainstorm come through. That then cleared and we had a massive rainbow, which is really nice to see. It's been really busy with people. There are so many people walking around. I forgot it was a Sunday, so there's obviously a lot of people out and about, walking, family days out, that sort of thing. It's only 2 days after Christmas, so everyone's still off, I imagine, and got their families with them. So yeah, there's been a lot of people around. which has made it quite tricky actually, because I had to hold a wee for about 2 hours, because I literally had there's nowhere to go on here. This is a big open bit of water, there's no bankside cover anywhere, so you're basically just weeing in the middle of nowhere. And so you kind of have to time it right so that you're not doing it as a family walks by, and yeah, you kind of have that awkward situation of, why is there a bloke stood having a wee in the middle of nowhere? So luckily I've managed to do it now. I had a break and managed to quickly go and have a power wee, but yeah, that's not a nice thing about this place. It's bloody frustrating sometimes. But anyway, onto the fishing. I've been recasting the rods, trying different areas, trying different distances, trying different baits. I've now gone in and put them out with a boat. I've got one out at a reasonable distance, probably 120, I reckon, maybe something like that. And then the other is about 70-80 yards. The one about 70-80 I've actually put out with a load of chopped up baits, just to add some more attraction to water. It's a bit like adding some chum, I suppose, or like fishing for other species you would use like a ground bait. It's the same sort of thing, just adding some extra attraction around your main dead bait. So yeah, I've sent that one out there, so hopefully it comes good and we have one. But at the moment, yeah, it's very quiet, it's very bright. I think what we need is the evening to come in, the light levels start to drop, and hopefully we get a bit of an evening feeding spell. But I've got no traces left now. I've got through them all, so I'm going to tie up a load of traces while I'm sat here, have a coffee, and just chill for a bit, and hopefully one of those drop-offs will ping out the clip, and yeah, we'll have something to show you. Go on. Well, it's taken to nearly the end of the day to get a bite. This one's been out there about 20 minutes. Yeah, the light levels are just going. And the rod's gone off. Whee. Oh, she's a little one. Close in rod. Got this nice little fish. It's not quite a double, but nice to finally get a bite. It's been a tricky day. I was hopeful it would go off at the end before it got dark, and there we go. But I want to get the rod out. It's got a chance of getting another one before it does get dark. So let's get it back quick and see if we can get another one. Oh, I know. Yep. Well, I stayed a little bit longer. In the hope that I'd get a fish after dark, as the day was so quiet, and the right hand rod has gone off. Jesus, that's a good fish. Oh yeah, that's a nice fish. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's a fucking chunk. Oh, happy days. Oh, that's a nice one now. Oh, brilliant. Don't know why this is going to come out. Last effort of a bite. Oh, cracking double. It's probably about 16, 17 pound. Look at that. That's what I came for. Happy days. Much better fish. Really happy. Oh, anyway, I need to get back. I can feel the weather's coming in. I need to get packed down and get back. So, what a cool fish. Right then, that is the end of the session. I'm back in the van obviously, and I'm going to be heading home. Unfortunately, the footage of that fish I had at the end really didn't come out very well. I kind of rushed it too much, didn't really set up the focus very well, and I think the fish is a little bit blurred. I did take a few photos. Again, they were out of focus. I just rushed it. I don't know why, because I wasn't really in a rush. It was just one of those things. I don't like keeping pike out of the water for too long. I just want to get them sort of quickly photographed and put back. It's a disadvantage of fishing on your own, is you've got to take self-takes. A lot of my fishing and a lot of the photos you see are all self-takes. All the video footage, generally speaking, is self-takes. Unless Hugh is with me, it's all done through setting it up myself and doing it myself. So I've done it for a long time, and generally speaking, I'm usually pretty good at it. But I was just having one of those days today, you know. I stuck my foot in the water, I got a soaking wet foot. While I was actually trying to sort that fish out at the end, I ended up sort of twisting my ankle a little bit on the slope, on the steps, because they're quite slippery. So that didn't help matters. And to be fair, the fish was having a bit of a, you know, a bit of a paddy on the net, on the mat, and I just wanted to get it back. So in the end, I ended up just sort of quickly doing a bit of video. And I tried to take a few photos. It didn't turn out well, so I won't be using them. But I just wanted to get it back. So it went back strong, powered off, so happy days. And you know, it's the biggest fish I've had out of the lake so far. It was easy 17 plus. I did weigh it and it went 19 something. I weighed it in the net, and the net is pretty light to be fair. So it was a good fish, a decent upper double. So yeah, it's the best one I've had so far. But anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you do, please subscribe to the channel. Check out the Instagram at The Fishing Bloggers. I've got a Facebook page as well, The Fishing Bloggers TV. And yeah, hopefully you like it. Give it a thumbs up. And yeah, we'll see you again next time. If you're getting out, be lucky, and see you soon.